Welcome to the 50 to 70 podcast, brought to you in association with 3FE Coffee. They've got 8 locations across Dublin. You can find them at Clancy Quay in Island Bridge, Fitzborough on the North Circular Road, Grand Canal Street in Dublin 2, 3FE Gertrude on Pearse Street. There's 5 points in Harold's Cross, the IFSC on Mayor Square in the North Docklands, 3FE Sussex Terrace, and the Triangle in Ranelagh. You can also get all your coffee needs by going to 3fe.com, whether it's beans, accessories, or even their subscription. And now, let's get on with the show.
Welcome back to the show. Hello, Cormac.
Hello, Dave.
Hello, Sinead McCann.
Hello, Dave.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm great.
Sinead, I have an apology to make. This is episode 53, Cormac.
53.
And you were the first female guest we have had on the show, which is not cool.
It took a while to find a good one.
It took a while, yes, but you are here and we're going to have some fun. So, how are you?
I'm good. I'm privileged to be the first female guest on 50 to 70.
Don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. It's fine. Yes. We go back quite a way.
Yes.
You weren't always doing the YouTubes, but you are, like, I know you do other things now with Cars Ireland, but you were me.
Yes.
Yes, you're one of us.
Well, yeah, I guess you could say, yeah, in that sphere for sure, yeah. So I look after the content for carsireland.ie, and I've been doing YouTube reviews over there I was just adding it up there quite some time now. We're looking at probably about 10 years. I'm getting into classic car territory.
Do you go back and look at the old reviews?
Not if I can help it. The funny thing is that the old reviews are literally old reviews. So it's a funny story about how I kind of fell into this industry, if anybody is wondering. It was a sort of a collect 10 crisp packets and become a car reviewer sort of thing, or not far off.
Yeah.
It's a lot of
I mean, look at me getting away with it for 15 years.
Look, it was a lot of right time, right place. And if you had asked me growing up, if I wanted to be a car reviewer, it wasn't a thing on my radar. So I studied journalism in college. And my little girl dream was to be a crime reporter, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was...
Specifically crime?
Specifically crime.
Okay.
It's funny, I'm now working in the same building as the amazing Nicola Talent, and I still get that...
Okay, so you're still close.
Starstruck in the lift, yeah.
You're still close to it in that sense.
Yeah.
Okay,
You could just specialise in vehicular manslaughter. It kind of combines both.
No, there is a niche, Cormac.
Jeez, Cormac, way to take us dark 2 minutes into the show.
I always think I'd be great at that because, like, when they go, oh, we don't know, like, trying to identify a car that was in a crime, you go, oh, well, that's clearly a this, and it's this year because it has this, and this wasn't in this year models.
Yeah, you could be one of those.
I always think I'd be really good at going, yeah, you're looking for that.
Yeah,
And that's not an original colour, so, very easy to find.
Here we know where to get.
You see?
So funny. I got a screenshot of an unfortunate accident on the M50 the other day of a car in flames going, do you know what this is?
I get
So now I know what to
I was a
send
Kia.
to. It was it actually?
I think it was a Kia
Between,
Nero that went into the back of a Transit.
it was a Nero.
I think
So it
so.
was an EV. Okay.
There you go, you see? There's nothing this man does not know. That is the thing.
We once had that. Remember Carl, who was on a previous episode, someone tried to carjack him once, and they reversed into him, and then they drove off, and hoping that he'd go, what's going on? And then they got out of the car and ran at him. But it was a Passat, but it was wearing the wrong plates that were also off a white Passat.
Wow.
But because we're nerds, we're like, that model ended in 06 and it couldn't have 12 plates. And so we're like, oh, the car's on clone plates. When we went to the guards, we're like, how do you know? We're like, we just know. Don't.
We just know, yeah.
There's grounds for a special department there.
So, anyway, you didn't quite make the crime reporting beat.
No, that's it. So we graduated college at a time when we were kind of in the middle of a bit of a downturn.
Yeah.
And the economy was bad for people with useful degrees, never mind people with journalism degrees. So I hot-footed it out of here. I went, did a bit of traveling, went to Australia. Came home, things still weren't great. There was a job going in my brother-in-law was working in a car dealership out in Liffey Valley. They were opening a new garage next door. Shout out to Kia Liffey Valley. They were looking for a receptionist, sales admin sort of thing. Like grand, not much thought went into it, to be honest, but that was probably my first experience of the motor trade, and Yeah, look, I just really liked it. I really liked the buzz of the place and the buzz in motor trade. Generally, when people are buying cars, it's a happy enough experience. It's not when they're coming back, service-wise.
Everyone says that at the start of their motor trade career, and then after about 5 years, they're like, I fucking hate the motor trade. And as many people, including Simon Dean, will probably attest to, after a while, you're like, no,
But my motor trade,
why do I do this?
my motor trade's different to everyone else's motor trade, and I wouldn't change.
Well, yeah, okay, you were on the periphery of.
I made myself a little corner, and I'm defending.
He only does the fun things.
Yeah.
That's all he likes
Well,
to
if
do.
you
I
carve
just
out
do
a
the
niche.
driving.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's the dream. Now, look,
Yeah.
I didn't hang along too long to get that jaded. I decided, you know what, I need to do something with this degree, and I was always kind of interested in the film and production side of things. I think that was the long-term goal, bar the crime stuff. So then I got a job. I said, you know what, I'm just going to start from scratch. That's where I worked my way up somewhere. I got a job in a production company as a runner. Which is like
Yeah.
the person who goes, gets the teas and coffees for
General dog's
everybody.
body kind
Pretty
of thing,
much. And I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'm cool with this, like it may lead to something. But let's just say I gave it a few weeks and I didn't see much in terms of progression. Like
Yeah.
when you're talking to other runners who've been there 3 years, you're like, I'm not really hot this time.
Here, not selling it.
No.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I left there and then I was kind of like, God, I really liked that last job. Why did I do that? The job in Cars Ireland came up. At the start, it was for a 6-week data entry job.
Okay.
And I said, you know what, I'll take this. It'll be a means to an end.
Something, yeah.
And the data entry actually ended up being, so what I had to do was kind of, so if you were looking at a listing on carsireland.ie, it would link you to relevant reviews of that make and model.
Okay, yeah.
So I spent 6 weeks watching every car YouTube video that had ever been made and tried to link it to the right one. And then
Okay.
when the project was over, found that there was a large gap kind of there. Like there was a
Yeah.
lot of cars that hadn't been covered. So the new models were well covered. YouTube was starting to pick up at that time.
Okay, yeah.
But like say the previous generation of cars hadn't been
Like,
touched.
what would be used cars, basically.
Basically,
yeah.
yeah, that's it. So my boss at the time said, well, why don't you go make them? Like, you've watched enough of them now. And I did. At this stage, I was living and breathing old Top Gear episodes and,
Ah, yes.
So he got me a GoPro and I wrote a list. I had like 100 cars to tick off the list, so, of what needed to be covered in terms of our stock. And I took my little GoPro and I went out, I set up little shoots at our dealerships who were kindly giving us the cars, and yeah, started cracking on. Now when I look at the early stuff, I'm like, it was literally me and a GoPro, and
Yeah.
like some very dodgy old cars, and some of them weren't in the best condition, we'll say. Like, to be fair to the dealers, they were like, why do you want this 15-year-old i10? And I'm like, I go,
You're not going to believe it, but...
so I had cars like break down on roundabouts. I was given one car with no rear view mirror to review. And yeah, look, I did it for, it was more than a year, I'd say. And the targets were pretty tough. I had to do 2 a week and organise them and script them, and I was...
Were you editing?
I was
doing
filming,
everything?
scripting,
Okay, yeah.
editing, uploading, doing it
The
all.
whole lot, yeah.
So it was intense, but like it was, I would say, a really good basis for what I then got into after.
Yeah.
So the YouTube channel started to pick up basically because nobody else was doing those reviews. So the views were coming in.
Yeah. I'm sure you probably... I know we've had it on Complete Car. There are some random videos that just do unbelievable numbers for no reason at all.
And forever.
Yeah.
So there's,
yeah,
I think, an early Corolla video that I did, that like 2002 model or something, that is still one of the highest performing videos because nobody else in the world has reviewed it, because why would they?
That's the wildest thing about YouTube. Is
Yeah.
like, if you can be niche, you will rule the place.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So then, yeah, it was kind of a case of right time, right place. Then I bumped into a friend of both of ours, Paddy Common, who was doing the Volkswagen PR at the time.
Currently now of the Drivers Republic podcast.
Oh, that's right, yes,
Neighborhood.
yeah.
Hello, shout out to them.
And I got chatting to him about what I did, and he was like, have you ever considered new cars? And I was like, really? So he gave me my first press car, which was a Say It Me by Mango. It was a collaboration between Say It and Mango, the clothing brand.
I remember that car, yeah.
And
Kind of a cream colour, I think,
right,
wasn't it? Yeah,
hearing aid beige.
Hearing aid beige.
But they didn't call that. It was, a high fashion term. But
Yeah.
some of the car's unique selling points were that the leather was made from the same leather as their handbags, and it was a very certain
Yes.
type of car.
Yeah.
But I was absolutely delighted with myself. And then from there, I had like a new car review to showcase. I got another one a couple of weeks later. I think it was actually Say to Beat the Cupra, which was my dream car at the time. So I got a spin on that.
Yeah.
And then I'm sure you know how it works. Then you've got a couple of examples to show. You go soliciting
go to
hard
more
to the
people.
other brands.
Yeah,
and you're
yeah,
like, look,
yeah.
these are giving me cars. And then I remember getting hold of a Skoda Superb, the new model Superb, which was a big launch at the time. And that was my first video that did really well and got quite a lot of attention. Yeah. And after that, I was getting emails then. I was like, do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? Which was great. And it was great for like what was kind of a smaller startup company at the time. It gave us so much exposure and stuff. And it was great to kind of hit, the new car market as well. But yeah, after that, it started happening really fast. I'll never forget, like I said, I was only 4 or 5 press cars in when I got an email from Audi, an invitation to my first international launch, which was the new A4 in Venice.
I was there, yes. Yeah,
This is one of the first conversations we had, actually.
Yes.
But I looked at that email and I had to read it like a few times. And I was like, no, it says, hi, Sinead. This is not a mistake.
You're like, it's just check the email address, it's a scam email.
Yeah.
Where do I enter the car details?
Yeah. Why are they not asking for the last 3 digits off the back of my card?
It was one of those bizarre things. And I was like, as terrified as I was like, I have to go to this. I can't not go.
Yeah.
Like I said, that's probably one of our first conversations over there. But I just remember that whole time being
I remember something very cringy about that launch.
yes. Yeah. But
Actually, well, 2 things. First of all, people probably go, hang on, a car launch in Venice. It's like, what the fuck? But
yeah.
yeah, it's not the first place you think of for a car launch.
The all-new Gibbs Aquatica.
Yeah. Can we talk about the cringy thing?
Sure, yeah. But as a bit of background, like that, it was an unusual press trip because, as you said, it was Venice and it was particularly glam. Like I remember getting off the water taxi and being handed a Bellini.
Yes.
And it was like, wow, okay.
Now you just come to expect it as standard.
But it was all
There was one other thing I'll come back to it, but yeah, continue with your.
So actually, so getting on to our conversation that night after we had arrived and driven the cars and what have you, I don't want to name him.
It was a short drive.
Not working there anymore, but there was an Audi engineer. I think it was an Audi engineer, and he came over and he tried to order a drink off me, and that will just that will just tell you how few females there were in the space at the time, and like talk about like as if I wasn't suffering from imposter syndrome already. Like I was half tempted to just go get him one. I was like, okay.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So yeah, it was pretty bad at the time in terms of like there just wasn't anyone else like in the same demographic doing what I was doing.
Yeah.
So I was.
I mean, it's still wildly out of balance, but yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God.
I'd forgotten about that. Oh, you're
Sorry for
reigniting my
dragging that
trauma.
up. I just remember how I literally wanted to crawl into a hole in the ground when I heard that.
Yeah, to be fair, the guys around me were really embarrassed and corrected them straight away, in fairness, yeah.
Yeah, that was also pretty much the exact time that the whole Dieselgate thing broke.
That was, yeah.
I remember going back to my hotel room then having loads of calls and we were doing loads of, suddenly it was like prime time were on to us and all this kind of stuff. It was literally when the whole Dieselgate thing blew up. So yeah, but yeah, my God,
crazy.
Venice, yes.
Yeah. So,
how did you find the whole thing overall as like your first
wild,
press launch?
like absolutely wild. For it to be that one, because it was, yourself, these press trips can sound very glam, and sometimes they are. That one was a particularly glam one, but sometimes, like, I know people think it's very glamorous traveling for work, and you know more than anybody.
Oh yeah.
The reality can be very different. You're on a red-eye flight, you get there, you've got to drive for 4 or 5 hours, or whatever wonderful route they've chosen for you to go to your hotel, where you have to sit through,
Yeah. No.
very
Often
entitled.
you have to sit through a very boring presentation.
Quite a long press conference about where the buttons have been manufactured, and and then you might go and have to do your country's press conference after that. So it's a very long day, and then obviously you get a bit of dinner, and you might be home the next day. So I think people have this conception that
and in your case, you have to make a video and do your work and get all that done.
Yeah. I found that hard actually because there wasn't that much video going on at the time. Obviously, we had Bob Flavin, the OG.
Yeah.
Hat tip to him. He was absolutely like smashing it at the time.
Still is, actually.
Still is,
Still is,
absolutely.
in fairness to him. Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, like, and he was just very, very talented and is very talented at what he did and doing what he does on the go. But when you're kind of new enough to that, like the pressure of, having, a left-hand drive car and you've only got it for a few hours and you're trying to manage everything yourself because obviously it wouldn't have been heard of to have a camera person with you at that time. So yeah, it was kind of like I kind of gave up on the international scene pretty quick. The juice just wasn't worth the squeeze for me. I wasn't happy with the quality of video that I was coming back with. And, in the back of my head, I'm like, well, this car is going to be here in Ireland in about 5 weeks. I'll have it for a week to film at my leisure. It was a different audience. Like I know perhaps your audience are really interested in the latest launches and what's coming in 6 months' time, whereas our audience were not interested in something that wasn't on sale right now.
Yeah.
So it's kind of trying to hit that balance.
It's a lot harder doing video on international.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
I think that's the thing that often it's quite frustrating when you're like doing these videos and then like. And, you can put together a good, like most of my international stuff, it's like usually a 15, 20-minute video.
Yeah.
And it's like, and then somebody goes, why are you saying it in kilometers? I want to know what it is in miles. Or like, oh, you didn't show the bag hook in the boot. And I'm like, for fuck's sake, like, I wish you knew, like, this is a 20-minute video, and we had 22 minutes to film the entire thing.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's all one take. It's, it's...
What I find is whatever call you make there between miles, kilometers, centimeters, and feet and inches, you're going to annoy somebody. So unless you
the YouTube comments are... I tend to... I actually do go through them, but a lot of the time I'm just like, really that's it, like, yeah. And sometimes usually when people complain like about really shitty things, my usual response is, sorry about that, let me organize your refund.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it comes down to.
Respectfully, fuck off. It's just, there's so many, or just really, like, I've had people that go, why do you dress like a teenager?
Yeah, you see, it's the personal ones that get me as well. And I've had this, I don't mind if you want to criticise my review of this car. If you feel like that I was lied on this detail or that I got something factually incorrect.
100%.
Say it. Like, and I'll hold my hands up. But if you're going to come on, and as I've had a lot in the past, and, slag my eyebrows or my accent or the way I'm moving my mouth,
I get the accent thing so much.
Yeah.
That try and do any video on a Volkswagen Golf 4. Golf 4, there you go. Or the other one was the ID3.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't change. Like, that's how I speak.
Yeah.
And now all these English people trying to correct me.
Yeah.
On how I should be pronouncing it.
Yeah.
And then the fact that you're writing it, you're trying to badly write it phonetically.
Exactly, yeah.
Or spell it phonetically.
It could be worse. It could be from the north.
Yeah, that is true. Shout out to Darren Liggett. We don't see enough videos, Darren. Do the videos.
Yeah, well, because YouTube commenters are too.
We should all group together and do one video and just make them all explode. But anyway, you did go through a period of getting some pretty wild.
Yeah, there is. Look, I was a young-ish female on YouTube reviewing cars, and it did just attract the most insane.
I think you can be any female on the internet.
Well, you're dead right there.
Do you exist? Okay, you're getting comments.
Well, you're so right. Sadly, you are so right. Like, but as I said, I didn't like it got to a point where I was just like, do you know what? I am going to gather like all of these comments and put them in a video, and I'm going to shine a light on these people and see how ridiculous it is for you to be commenting things like, talking about my eyebrows, my accent, and just kind of take the power back a little bit and be like, do you know what? I'm going to laugh this off. And the response I got to that video was insane. It's still one of the most commented videos that I've ever put up. And most of the time it's nice people saying, I cannot believe that people like that out there exist.
You have to send me the link to the video, and we'll put the link to that video in the show notes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But you have to, it's a real sign of times when you see so many, be it cars, any walk of influencing that involves females, and almost all of them at some stage will do that video.
Yeah.
Now, I find it very easy to, like, if you don't like me, cool.
Yeah.
There's someone else out there that you will like. I can switch off so easy, but I don't have that same target on my back. That
Yeah. You do feel very exposed in that way. And as I said, if it's about the car, it's all good. But yeah, look, I
Like,
mean,
I doubt you've ever even considered going, I'm going to group all these comments up and post them online.
Well,
You should.
yeah, I probably should. Most of the comments I get are just stuff like I said, Golf or things like that. Yeah, I've had one or two people say like, yeah, dress like a teenager because I wear fucking runners or whatever, or.
Does he want you in a
that kind of
three-piece
stuff.
suit?
But yeah, well, this is the thing. It's like I feel like if we had more production, would like budget, I'd come out like top hat and tails and do them all that way. But, like, I don't really get that. But like, I don't know. And like, this is really basic. But there's like, I'm a guy, and I would say 98% of our viewers are male on the main YouTube channel. So like,
But it's the real
I don't
annoying
get
bit.
it, but you've had like. Not just your accent, though. You had like the creepy foot thing.
Yeah, there was the creepy foot guy. He was a feature for a while. He was a regular watcher. There's nothing you could do. He was coming back under different profiles. But
What would you? So I don't want to go too deep into.
if it was like, it would be like, Sinead, I love your reviews, but mostly I love your feet. Will you wear sandals? I was like. But it became a
these are car
terrible
reviews,
fear
like,
of wearing.
I've seen many of your car reviews. Your feet are not a very prominent feature.
No, I mean they wouldn't tend to be in a car review.
I'd go so far the opposite way to wind him up and drive a car on hand controls. Feet, got rid of them now, sorry.
I remember looking into it at one stage. I was like, here's this guy. He had a really distinctive name. It sounded, I want to say Japanese. It was like Hiroshi something.
Even what they used their own name.
No, that's so.
Probably not.
I wouldn't Google that.
No, maybe not. But
Don't Google that on the work computer.
the funniest thing was his profile picture was a picture of a foot.
Yeah.
Well, at least he's not shying away. He is fully invested.
Fully in it. He was fully in it.
Oh my god.
But yeah, and then some of them, like you got some like outright. Women should not be reviewing cars. It should be a man. And you're like, are you actually typing that with a straight face? Like, seriously? And then some of them were just...
Let me guess, you're single.
Let me guess. And then some of them were just very succinct. You would just get like, bitch. You're like, cool, thanks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
Yeah, it was... Yeah,
I
it
don't.
was a
I
long
mean,
time.
that's the thing. I don't get that, but I would definitely get, some pretty detailed deconstruction of my attire or what I really love is people who tell you you're wrong.
Yeah.
It doesn't drive that way. It's like, tell me now.
Yeah, tell me
I
now.
didn't see you at the international first drive event.
Yeah, it's funny.
The YouTube comments are wild. It's not just me as well. Like the whole team kind of gets it. I seem to get more of them personally but I probably do more videos.
But that
Yeah,
just is
some
the
of these-
internet now. Like,
Yeah.
no one would walk up to you and say that in person.
No, that is the thing. And
Even people who've had goes
be
at
honest-
us would not say it in person.
yeah, I actually I don't. The only ones I delete are, and I do delete some, but only when people are making that's just completely inappropriate to say about somebody's appearance or something like that.
Yeah.
Everything else, I will, rather than delete it, I'd rather leave it there with a witty reply to show everyone like what a dick you are.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, pin it to the top.
Are you thinking about selling your car? Well, the folks at carsireland.ie have given us a discount code, and 50 to 70 listeners can now list their car on one of Ireland's leading car sales platforms for just €5 during the month of July using the code FIVER. So if you're looking to change your car anytime soon, you might want to jot that down. It's FIVER, and it will allow you to advertise your car until it's sold for just €5. Head over to Cars Ireland today and get your car in front of serious car buyers with no funny business. And now, let's get back to the show.
Can I ask you something? Have you done any Tesla video reviews later, and how has that been for you?
We've done a few Tesla stuff, a few Tesla things. And do you know what? You get a few of the old Branchelonians coming in.
It's gone very political.
It's gone quite political, but they were always there.
Yeah.
But the crazy thing is, it's not really specifically Tesla. It's actually EVs in general.
Yeah.
You get so much comments on any EV about from absolute diehard EV fans, and they're like, you could just be like, they literally black is white. You know, they are just, they won't be talked to at all.
But I find the same on the other side with the petrol heads who will just come on and comment.
100%.
Yeah.
Any electric car, if it's an electric car and the petrol heads are like, milk float, won't work in 2 years' time, depreciation, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, like it's just,
These are people who finance tellies, like.
yeah, like it's just like the Wild West. And the other thing, what I find kind of nuts, because I watch a lot of YouTube videos of all sorts, not just even car stuff. I just like YouTube for me is like a watching TV kind of thing. And I watch documentaries and whatever else on it. But like the people who like will put 5 or 6 comments on the video, like they're commenting as they're watching.
I've just remembered I'm angry again.
Yeah, but it's like, and I've seen sometimes you see them, they'll comment something at the start. You never mentioned the thing, and then like they watch it like, oh, you mentioned the thing.
Further to my comment on 218.
yeah, like say, it's just like fucking hell. Like I could probably count on 2 hands the amount of times I've commented on a YouTube video.
Yeah, same. I would have to feel very, very strongly about something, which kind of gives you a bit of comfort because you kind of put yourself in the mind frame of someone.
But then the arguments that go on in our YouTube comments of like, it's like, I look on and look at a video and like, this video has 82 comments. I'm like, what? And I'm like, and it's actually just like 2 people having an argument. And it's a bit like what's that TV show? I was like, hey, what's your name? You know, it's a bit like that. It's like, hey, fuck you. And it's just like, guys, like arguing on the internet is probably the most pointless thing.
The last time I commented on a YouTube video was a guy, sweet guy, who was doing a review of his C4 Corvette. Naturally, I'm interested. And he takes the roof off and he puts it in the trunk, in the roof holder, the wrong way round. There's a specific way it latches in. I said,
Tiffin triggered.
I just said, hey, heads up. You risk damaging it. You can crack it if you put it in backwards. And he came back to me and went, no, it fits this way. And I was like, I just kind of did the meme of blinking and shaking your head, and another guy comes on and goes, no, like he's right, it does go the opposite way round. And he goes, no. I went, okay, why do you think there's a latch on one end but not the other that lines up specifically with a hole that's nowhere else on the roof? He went, no, I'm going to keep doing it this way. I was like, cool, okay, I'm retiring from commenting again. I'm going back into my non-commenting hole, because
I'm just going to keep digging.
Even if you're right or wrong, I'm like, okay, yeah, the internet's just full of idiots. It's just,
you just cannot win with some of these people.
No, that's it. Look, it's all engagement, guys. It's all engagement.
And that's the thing. I'm like, okay, fine.
Yeah.
Because every time you pull up a video, you're like, oh, it's fine. And then the next day you look at it, it's like suddenly it's got 64,000 views, and you're like, what? Immediately I'm like, shit, what's gone wrong?
But Dave said this to me day one, even on my baby level. I was like, you're opening yourself up to the internet. I went, yeah, if someone wants to leave a comment, that's paying me. That's an engagement. It doesn't matter if they want to say something good or something awful. They're paying me to say it. Don't care.
Exactly.
Yeah, knock yourself out.
Yeah, I think it's...
But again, I don't get people asking for my feet, so it's very easy for me to do that.
I'm the lucky one there.
Maybe you need to crack out those Crocs every once in a while.
Hey, look, if it gets me a Viper.
I hear there's good money in it, I'm just saying.
Yeah, see? I mean, you've probably got very soft skin. You could probably get away with it. Like, they'll never know. Like, I've heard of that, like the feet picture thing. It's actually guys, and it's like...
Yeah. See, I happen to have a tattoo. I'd need to brush up on the makeup skills.
Okay, well, there you go. Well, maybe there's a tattoo fetish as well that people are probably into that.
So distinctive, though.
Okay, fair enough. But yeah, it's YouTube is like... Look, I'm all for having a fun discourse, but like, come on.
But that is the double-edged sword. You go, this is the platform that allows me to do these things and drive these things and, fulfill that dream of seeing Top Gear and go, I want that. And then you have to put up with people who go, No, my Mondeo is better because I've had it 16 years and I've only replaced everything, and that is just it. Or you have people who just decide that they don't like you and they're going to take time out of their day to tell you they don't like you, and then go about their day being angry because they've told you they don't like you. Well, you go, arsehole, cool.
Yeah. Oh, look, that's it. They are just.
It's the danger
just
of being of being allowed to be anonymous on the internet. Yeah.
And I'm lucky that I'm not lucky, but I'm glad now that I just read them and I just go, yeah, whatever. Like I don't let it.
Yeah, that's it. And look, to be honest, actually, I don't get that many anymore. But since that video, I think people lived in fear after that. So that helped.
So I don't want to be on the target
that's
list.
It, yeah.
But apart from the YouTube comments, so you've mostly enjoyed.
I do. I love what I do. I do. It's so much fun. It really is. And it's kind of definitely, it's evolved over the years. I would say definitely since having my kids, I've become a much better car reviewer.
Really? Okay. Because does it really change your whole?
Completely changed my perspective. It's a very big difference. Isofix being a concept to being something that you actually have to interact and use with, and it felt like it was a tick box. I was like, oh, this car has Isofix, this Fiat 500 has Isofix, therefore amazing family car. And then to kind of get to grips with the reality of that and stuff.
This Fiat 500 may as well not have fucking Isofix.
It may as well not have a back seat, So it definitely kind of gave a bit of more unique perspective. I think it's kind of helped me be a better reviewer and helped me kind of look at things. Well, you try to look at things from all angles, and you try to kind of, and as I said, I'm sure as you've established from the start of this conversation, I'm not exactly a car enthusiast. That's not how I got into it.
Yeah.
And I used to be kind of afraid to maybe say that because I know this is the type of job that people look at, and lots of people give their right arm to be able to drive new cars all the time and stuff. But I'm at peace with it now. I feel like it's a strength in a way. I feel like I'm a very consumer-led reviewer, and I try to look at cars the way the ordinary person will look at it, the way ordinary people have to interact with cars, in a kind of a practical sense.
Has it made you a car enthusiast?
I still don't know. Obviously, I feel like, I'm more interested than the average person. And yeah, of course, it opened up the world of, okay, this car can be practical. It doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be boring. And obviously, there's massive differences in driving enjoyment levels in different types of cars.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually think there's, and you're right in that everyone thinks that they think of what we do, car journalist, car reviewer, or whatever you want to call it, and they immediately think of,
oversteer face,
Chris Harris drifting around a bend of plumes of white smoke on the racetrack, and it was it could not be further from the truth.
Yeah.
And that's saying most of the stuff that I do is quite, I don't want to say, I think for the real petrol head, it would be quite dull and boring in terms of what you actually do.
But there's plenty
because there's so much other stuff you do. It's not just, I don't know about you, but often I'm sitting in a car for half an hour making notes. I'm looking at okay, how does that feel? How does this feel? Okay, actually, do you know what? Why does this fucking Honda have 2 USB-A ports in the front and 2 USB-C ports in the back? It's this doesn't make any sense, or stuff the ID Buzz, the wireless phone charger in it, it's just useless. It's just stupid. You stick it into the dashboard and it just doesn't work. Or
the weekly watch me frisk and scratch every plastic in the car to go and grade them as to the qualities.
Yeah. And it's all those kind of things.
Yeah.
I don't, for example, I don't have kids, but I have to think about that aspect when I'm doing it. So I'm looking at how far does the rear door open? So a Qashqai, it goes to 90 degrees, and I'm okay, that's got to be very useful as a parent. But then, but if some prick parks right next to you, that thing is pointless.
Yeah.
So you've got to think about a lot of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And like what we said with the YouTube videos is that you can go and do a review on a Lamborghini. Nobody really cares. You can go do a review on a Toyota Corolla. Fucking 10 million people are going to watch your review. This is the thing. One of the... Because a big part of what we do in Complete Car, and we have a kind of back-end editorial agency, which is CE Editorial. And we do... that's how I end up writing for publications all over the world. And still to this day, one of the most successful launches I ever did in terms of the highest volume of output I did was a Kia Picanto.
Wow.
I drove it was a facelift Kia Picanto in Spain. And literally basically every other journalist went, I don't want to fucking go to that. And none of them went to it. And then all the magazines went, yeah, but fucking people buy these. We need a review of it. So we ended up, so we were able to like sell them or furnish them with the reviews of it. But yeah, like that's the thing. It's like you will make more money out of doing the boring stuff, for what most people is considered the boring stuff than the really fun stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
It's like this weird imbalance in the industry.
Anyone who wants a Lamborghini knows they want a Lamborghini. You're not going on to, like, the millionaires aren't sitting there going on YouTube and going, not sure.
Yeah.
I'll watch another video just to see. No, they get their man to order one. That's how that works.
I don't know. She was pretty hard on the interior quality, but those feet though. But yeah, it's and that's the weird. And like, I'll be really honest. Like when we do, like on Complete Car, like we have reviews of everything. When we put up a new first drive of a McLaren, it bombs. Mm-hmm. Hardly anybody's interested in that kind of stuff. But then we'll put up a new Octavia.
I was just going to say, if you want the views, get yourself an Octavia.
I know.
Corolla, yeah.
And I would say, like, if you're starting out, like, if you want to, somebody's listening to this and they want to do it, go and just get the most. Because actually, doing the cars like that, they're actually the hardest thing to review. A Toyota Corolla is a very hard car to review because it's so down the middle. Yeah. It's not really good at anything, but equally, it's not really bad at anything either.
It is one car, please.
It is literally the definition of a car is a Toyota Corolla.
Yeah.
An car, it's white goods, it's a fridge, it's a cooker, it's a microwave.
You need sheltered personal transport to the supermarket. There's car.
And that's its strength, and that is its strength.
And that's the thing, like it doesn't drive very badly, but equally it's totally, you could get out of it and go, oh shit, how did I get here? and that's the thing. So I always tell people, that's the hardest car to review is a Corolla.
Yeah.
But I was recently asked by family members, suggestions of cars, gave them suggestions of cars, and at the end went, walk into Toyota and ask for a car. What one? Car. Just go in. And they did. They're very happy with it.
Yeah.
It's like, pick the size of car you want and say that one, please.
Job done, yeah.
It's like buying shoes. Do you have these in a 9?
Yeah. Do you have these in a 2 kids?
Yeah.
Grand. Perfect.
That's so true. It's so I was guilty myself. Another thing that I feel like helped my perspective when it comes to reviewing cars was actually buying my own car last year. So it actually,
What did you buy?
What did I? Oh, okay. Well, we'll lead up to that.
It was mango edition, surely.
It was a funny one because obviously, like people, like I'm sure you get it as well. When you're in the car space, you are everybody's go-to. What do I buy? What should I buy? And you're trying to, obviously you've got experience of driving everything new that's on the market. But then it came around to like...
I can just tell you, they do that. They don't always listen.
They don't listen ever. They
never listen. I spent hours racking the Rolodex in my brain.
Cormac, I can imagine what you're suggesting.
No, I'm very good at objectively taking what someone needs.
Am I going to get my 4 kids in a Corvette? That's what C4 stands for.
No, my biggest downfall is taking depreciation into it.
Okay.
So if you ask me for a car, I'll say this is a good car, but also have you considered something older? Because if you take the cost basis of the whole time, I'm really bad at suggesting you get a T124 Mark Estate because it'll take 7 people and only go up in value and you use it every day. And its build quality is far higher than that today. But some people just want CarPlay and that's all they care about and they don't care if it charges them 20 grand over 7 years. CarPlay, please.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, it was that kind of actually asking these questions of myself and like, what is the best thing to do? Do I go new or do I go used? Am I going EV? Am I, sticking with diesel? Am I going plug-in? What's the best way to finance a car now? So it was really confronting in that, like, all of these figures that you spit out in a review sometimes and monthly payments and that suddenly start to really hit home. Yeah, and you're like, this is, So yeah, that kind of gave some really good insight, I think. What did I go for? So yeah, I was really, I absolutely believe it's the time to go EV. But when you're looking at it from, like I said, we're a young family with a mortgage and with childcare costs, and it just didn't fit the budget for the space that we needed. So it came down to practicality. So we went with a diesel.
Yeah.
It's got a superb sport line.
Oh yeah, nice. Yeah.
Love it, love it.
Yeah.
Like I'm completely happy with my choice. It's, as I said, it's a practicality thing at the moment. You're never going to kind of look at that and say, I wish I didn't have all that space,
Superb is one of those cars. It is like all the car you'll ever need.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like that. Older 5 Series touring, that kind of thing. It's just like, do you get the hatch or the combi?
The hatch.
Hatch, yeah.
Yeah. No, that was
Loads of room. Yeah, I mean,
That one, the press one that you brought over in the like almost Millennium Jade green with
Yes.
caramel, and that was such a car.
Yeah, that's the new version. Yeah, do you get new version or the last gen?
the last gen. Yeah, it's funny actually. We have a comparison video coming out of new and old gen very soon.
Okay, have you done the video already?
Yeah.
All right, we won't blow up what the result was, but I'm
Interesting.
gonna
It'll be a good watch.
say I prefer the old gen to the new gen. There you go. I think it's better. I think the interior is nicer and the design overall is nicer. The new one is lovely, don't get me wrong. And that one that I brought out, so I had this it was like this weird green color, like a
Millennium Jade.
See, this is why he's on the show. Very pale green for those that are wondering. And it was fucking gorgeous. And it was one of those colors that it looks different throughout the day. It was just really nice.
Yeah.
How that kind of, caramel interior. It was but it was also quite expensive.
It was a Lawrence Clarinet edition.
Skodas have gotten a bit pricey,
As of all cars, to be fair.
Yeah, but I still think the last gen was just that little bit better.
Yeah.
My favorite Superb is the first gen Superb because you could get the Edition 100.
Yes.
The Edition 100 had a solar powered sunroof that
Oh.
ran the AC while you were parked. And the backrest, as in the center, 3-pleated section of the backrest, folded down so a rear passenger could put their legs all the way through.
Wow.
Just like a Sentry.
Yes. And you could open.
No, first gen was a saloon. It was the Passat looking one.
No, but what was the one? Remember, there was one that was a hatch and
That was
a
the
boot.
second gen.
That was the second gen. Okay, sorry.
First was also the first one to
Actually, I remember.
have the
Yeah,
umbrella.
that was
Remember that?
Yeah.
You could open it as a hatch, or then you could just open it as a.
Was it like a twin tail or twin gate or something?
can't
What
remember
they-
Yeah, saloon or hatch. It was. No, I do think the
I know,
silhouette suffered terribly
Yes.
for that
Yeah,
function.
yeah.
And the hinge inside, which was massive.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, there's all this boot space. Oh, it's taken up by the boot.
Yeah, and that's kind of quirky feature though. It's cool. Yeah, I'm a big fan of that kind of stuff. But yeah, the
Well, yeah.
Superb, it is absolutely Superb. That's a very motoring journalist answer. It is that's what would you buy with your own money? I'd be like, yeah.
Well, there's the
Now, I don't
answer.
need as much space. Obviously, you've got kids and the paraphernalia that goes with them. But yeah, very nice car.
It's but like I said, it was kind of inspired, different sort of contents going forward, because like I said, I want to answer those questions. I want to be able to show people that if you're considering the last generation, is it worth going new, and kind of
Cormac's
real life questions.
Cormac's doing a very similar thing. If you've ever considered buying a Volvo 440 that's been parked in a barn for 25 years, he's currently going through that process.
But see, I think that is part of the car enthusiast then coming through, because you haven't just gone out and bought a car. You've gone, well, I like the quality in this, I like the feel, and I like the seats and stuff. So you, based on what you've gone out and done, you've process of elimination and gone, this is what I like in a car now, which
yeah.
you may not have.
Oh yeah,
And
for sure. Yeah.
That, as you said, car enthusiasm and isn't just sliding on a track. It is, for me, very sensory as well. I get in and the thud of a door, the door pull, or the action of something. I get as much satisfaction as that as I do from something that's fast. But it's horses for courses. So if I'm in something that's not fast, it's what's the quality like? What's the quirks like? That's what you've gone through everything on Superb. That's what I like.
Yeah.
Come to a very exciting finale.
I these days for me, it's CarPlay would literally be a deal breaker. I'd be like, yeah, CarPlay. I know some of my cars don't have it, but if I was getting like an everyday, daily car, CarPlay, I'm just like, I have to have CarPlay.
Oh,
That's
but
it.
you see they do it aftermarket now.
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah,
you can
just
get
right,
you
yeah,
can get
yeah.
that because my younger brother's in the process of buying at the moment, and that's like obviously he's of the age where everything has to be connected.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, like that, he's not considering anything that doesn't have a screen, and that's what we're up against now.
So weird, yeah.
It feels like I blinked, and like when I was growing up and you had the pop-out windows, never mind, your screens in the back and your charging cables and your
Windows.
massage
Not
seats.
even a roll up or roll down windows, pop out
Pop-out
windows.
windows. Our car growing up was Suzuki Swift, a two-door.
Two-door.
Two-door, 4 children, so work that out. Pop-out windows.
Really?
It did, yeah. Was it not? No, this is going back. Like,
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I have a
Was there a
cassette to
gen-
aux for my CarPlay.
Yeah, well, actually, funnily enough, the UFO is currently being dismembered by Kieran, who's justifiably now too busy to come on the podcast because he's working on my cars. But he has the whole thing out, and we're putting in the whole dash is out, and he's been doing a few little mods, which we'll probably cover in a future episode. But
he's going to put in CarPlay.
But no, not putting in CarPlay. But he's doing the next best thing. He's putting in a Bluetooth receiver
Nice one.
into the original Honda radio with the aux thing. So I'll be able to play my Spotify and stream all that kind of stuff.
But it's still going to look cool and
But
retro.
it's still going to
and-
look original. Yes. And I'm very on board for that kind of stuff. So thank you, Kieran, for doing that.
Amazing.
Now get back to
He
work,
wants to do
you
it to mine
bastard.
because I can't charge and play at the same time.
Really?
Yeah, well,
Oh, yeah.
literally,
yeah,
I
okay.
plug
Sorry,
the
yes,
cassette
yes.
into my phone.
Yeah.
Music plays.
Yes.
Phone goes dead. No music.
Yeah.
Then charging. So how we're putting the Grom in one day.
Yeah, I thought about putting a screen into the Honda Element, that my green, the SUV kind of thing, because it would fit and it wouldn't look immediately out of place in that. So I may well do that at one point. But
Yeah.
but for me, definitely, it's just CarPlay is.
But it's so nice sometimes to sit into something from before that time because the screens are getting
Oh, yeah.
bigger and bigger. And I have to laugh at my kids now. Like they're 5 and 2 and they don't know anything other than
Screens.
massive touch screens, voice control. They're getting into the back of my Skoda saying, whatever they're calling it. They're like, hey, turn the aircon on. And I'm like,
Yeah.
no, it doesn't do that.
I'm your mother, not a digital voice assistant.
My problem with screens is I hate driving at night with bright lights. It just really hurts my eyes. Was it the ID4 we took to Galway or Cork once?
Yeah.
And you can't turn down any of the lights. I
Yeah.
was like, God, it's really sore to drive at night. But that's even back to the BMW E60. Loved that car. But you go to turn the iDrive off and it just turns the screen black, but it's lit up black.
Yeah.
No. Off.
Yeah.
You have to turn the car off to get the screen off.
Wow.
Yeah. Saab night panel. That's what you
Please.
need. Yeah. Yeah.
Think-
Saab used to do this thing in night panel, and it would literally, what would it turn off? Everything except your speed?
It would turn the entire dash and center stack off and the dials off, bar your speedometer up to 80 miles an hour or so, and was it the rev? No, it wasn't. The rev counter went dead, and the needles went limp as well. They all went back to 0. But if you put the foot down, I think the boost gauge would come on, and if you went over 80, it would light up in increments, the speedometer, and when you go back down again, they'd go back out again.
Very drive.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what
awesome.
more of that, please. Especially, and that's the thing, everything now is screens. Like, I was just, like, that new Mazda CX-5, and, like, that's got as good as a 15-inch tablet bolted onto the center. And it's just like, it just looks like somebody stuck this on. Like, it already looks aftermarket because it's just bolted there.
Yeah.
And it's just like everything has a digital instrument cluster now. They're all a 10.25-inch display.
Yeah, you could go for Merck's Hyperscreen, which definitely isn't 3 screens in a trench coat.
Oh, no.
Even that looks so bad.
It's awful.
It's just, yeah. But I think it's gonna, I hope that it's gonna come back one day, that it's actually, all the analog thing is gonna come back as a full circle thing of,
Yeah.
we're gonna go back to having,
Yeah, I had
You
some
know,
people.
smaller
Yeah,
screens
yearn for simpler times. I actually love the way the Honda E did it. That kind of nod back to it.
the whole, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, the Honda E, we have like this whole like society of the Honda E was done dirty by the motor trade, like the whole car industry. That's like, that was a great car. That
Absolutely.
was massive. It got a bad rep that it didn't deserve. Like, it was so good to drive.
Yeah,
And
the i3 was kneecapped as well.
I still see Honda E's around. I'm like, and I'm just like, one day you'll get very, very cheap, and I will buy one.
And then
They
they're
are
expensive
atrociously
again.
cheap.
How cheap are they now?
14.
Really?
Yes, they are.
Oh wow,
horrendously
Okay. That's
cheap.
only 3 money.
Yeah.
It's the
That's
yeah,
such
it's
a
the
great
range.
car.
What could it do? It was
It was 220. I think it was 220 Ks. But for me, that is literally like, if I'm not traveling, that's like my week.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
and it was so good to drive. Do you
Yeah.
remember the turning circle was fucking tiny on it? It was like a drift car. They made a lock that it had
Yeah.
on the front.
I thought that was such a fun car.
And it was a face.
It had brown seatbelts. I mean,
Yes, yes, it did. Oh, yeah, that was such a great. Did you ever drive one?
No.
Ah, such a great car.
I was in yours.
Yes,
That's about it.
Okay, yeah, I remember they had like, remember the charge port was on the bonnet, on top of the bonnet. Remember, it had like
kind of
this
stopped
black
doing
thing.
that now.
And,
haven't they?
no, but everyone was like, "What happens when it rains?" And when it sounds like there's literally a fucking plug hole. It's not like, but that's people just moronic comments.
Yeah.
yeah.
You say, oh, it shuts down the whole grid for your part of the city. Better hope your neighbours don't buy one.
Yeah, that was a great car. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, I love that kind of cool, quirky.
We don't have, and that's the thing, we don't have enough of it. Although, have you had the Inster?
Not yet, no.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. Are you gonna get one?
I will make it my business. Yeah,
Should.
I mean,
Very,
yeah,
very good little,
Reports are
car.
great. Yeah.
Forget that it's an electric car. It's just a very good
Yeah.
little car. Big fan of it. And they do like a kind of cross version of it, like a.
I've heard this.
Yeah.
You need a cross version of everything.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I even like they did one like kill out with like a roof tent and everything. I'm like,
Single person.
yeah. I'm like, really? Like,
Well, you know the way the
you're
housing
leaning
market
into
is
this.
at the moment.
Yeah. But yeah, Inster is. I was really impressed by the Inster. I know there's a few, like there's the Spring and there's that new Leap motor thing, which
Oh, yeah.
is that TO3. That's a hateful car.
Oh, okay. I haven't.
Very, very, very good efficiency, but
Yeah.
driver assistance systems that will make you want to get out and set the thing on fire.
Speaking of excellent electric cars, this is probably about week 82 that there still isn't an AMI on my driveway.
Yep,
Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
How
yeah.
could we have forgotten the AMI? That was the best one I had. And obviously, like, the nature of the car, you couldn't take it for a week or anything. So it was like, come out and drive.
Yeah,
for
no,
an
no one
hour.
got it for a week.
I had the best one
I
in that
did- I-
hour.
I had it for quite a while.
Did you actually?
So
Yeah.
much fun. It's
probably work around
such
here.
A great car.
Yeah.
Now, then again, I live in the city.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Yeah.
it. But yeah, and we have now discovered that there is a way of hacking them, so they'll go faster
Faster. I was okay.
because they go faster.
They top
but
at
they're 45 k's an hour.
kilometers, Yeah.
which is a legal thing for them to allow it as a quadricycle.
Stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah,
Yes,
it's
you can get a Joe Power map up to 80k.
Wow.
yeah, 80 k's.
That
in
I'd
one of
like
them.
to see. Where's that video?
Yeah, so that's
The video's private, but it exists, and I've seen it.
they are also getting a bit cheap. I mean, that was the really annoying thing, is that it was 10 grand here, or is 10 grand.
I
here
know.
for-
Yeah, and still needs to be taxed and insured like a
Yes,
normal car.
Yes, yeah, that's the frustrating thing.
Hmm.
But not NCT'd, because they don't fit in the ramps.
Yes, and they're all left-hand drive anyway, so they are very cheap in France. Just saying.
Interesting.
And you
Yeah,
can
but
also
they'll-
get 2 of them into a van.
That's because the second one's about to drop.
Yes.
Babe, wake up, new AMI just dropped.
I know. Yeah. Yeah, that's. We should do a collective video of all the smallest cars. And
That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, right, we're going to wrap things up here. You've got more important things to do than waffle on shite to us.
Yeah, no, that's
Gotta
really
go and do some
enjoyable,
work.
guys.
Before we go, give us the discount code.
Oh, I'm gonna get to do my own read.
You can do your own
Amazing.
read.
Okay.
You can do your own
Hold on.
read.
I've
From the
wanted to
OG.
do this. Okay. This week's episode of 50 to 70 is brought to you by the nice people at Cars Ireland. For the month of July, we're offering a special discount code. If you've got a car to sell, you can get it in front of thousands of interested buyers for just €5. You can list it until sold by entering the code FIVER. That's, can we do it together? FIVER.
This will be my last podcast, henceforth retiring.
Thank you so much. If anyone wants to follow, obviously just Cars Ireland. Do you still do your own socials?
Not really. You'll get me on Cars Ireland,
Okay,
Instagram, the TikTok, all of that stuff. Yeah.
And the YouTubes.
And the YouTubes, of course, on the YouTubes,
Okay.
yeah.
Thank you so much. Great feast. Thanks for being a good sport. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay, great. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to the 50 to 70 podcast, brought to you in association with 3FE Coffee. They've got 8 locations across Dublin, and you can also get all your coffee needs by visiting 3fe.com.